Praise Yahuah, brothers and sisters. Praise the Most High. Tehillim 105, verse 4. Seek Yahuah and his strength. Always seek his face. So this is a continuation of the last two messages regarding Yahuah, Yahushua being Yahuah. Yahuah is Yahushua. Yahushua came in Father's name. So that is what we are going to be talking about today. A reminder what is written in Yahakunan or Yohanan 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yahuwah in his bosom, and the Word was Yahuwah. That same was in the beginning with Yah. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. And the Word was made flesh, and he pitched his tent among us, and we saw his esteem as of an only brought forth of the Father, complete in favor and truth. John 5, verses 43 to 44. I am come in my Father's name, and you receive me not. If another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one of another, and seek not the honor that comes from Yahuwah only? When he said, I am come in my Father's name, is this what incited the scribes and Pharisees and Sadducees, because he was saying he comes in his Father's name? And they had got the people to a place where they didn't even know Yahuwah's name, or at least it was forbidden for them to speak it. But they didn't even know his name, his Kodosh name. They took away the key of knowledge when they took away his name. Yahushua says in Luke 11:52, woe to you learned in the Torah, because you took away the key of knowledge. You did not enter in yourself, and those who were entering, you hindered. And as he was saying this to them, the scribes and the Pharisees began to oppose him fiercely and to draw him out on many subjects, watching him and seeking to catch somewhat from his mouth so as to accuse him. They took away the key of knowledge. John 5. I can of my own self do nothing, Yahushua said. I can of my own self do nothing. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is just, because I seek not my own will, but the will of the Father who has sent me. If I bear witness of myself, my witness is not true. There is another that bears witness of me, and I know that witness which he witnesses of me is true. You sent unto John, and he bare witness of the truth. But I received not testimony from man. So in other words, you know what? Who cares what? I mean, even though John was telling the truth, that doesn't weigh heavier than the works that I'm doing, or even the witness that I get from the Father. So he says, but I received not testimony from man, but these things I say that you might be saved. He was a burning and a shining light, and you were willing for a season to rejoice in his light. But I have greater witness than that of John, for the works which the Father has given me to finish, the same works that I do. So the works that Yah had given him to finish is what he is doing. Remember in YashaYahu 55:11, he says, that word that I send out to do, it will accomplish that which I sent it out to do. Of course, he's talking about the spoken word there, but he's also speaking of The word itself. Because the word, the spoken word, is the word. Is the word. The word is the word. It was in his bosom. The word was with him in the beginning. For the works which the Father hath given me to finish, the same works that I do, bear witness of me. So the works that he did was bearing witness of him, that the Father hath sent me. And the Father himself, who hath sent me, has borne witness of me. You have neither heard his voice at any time, nor seen his shape. And you have not his word abiding in you, for whom he sent him you believe not. I am come in my Father's name. He's saying it again. I have come in my Father's name, and you receive me not. If another should come in his own name, him you will receive. Okay, so we've already read that. John 10:24 through 25. Then came the Jews round about him and said unto him, How long do you make us to doubt? If you be the Messiah, tell us plainly. Yahushua answered them, I told you, and you believe not. The works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me. He was doing it in his Father's name. He came in his Father's name. Philippians 2, verses 5 through 9. Let this mind be in you, which was also in Yahushua HaMashiach, who, being in the form of Yahuah, he was in the form of Yahuah, thought it not robbery to be equal with Yahuah, but made himself of no reputation, and took upon him the form of a servant, and was made in the likeness of men. He took on the form, he was in the form of Yahuah, and was made in the likeness of men. Being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death on the tree. Wherefore Yahuah also highly exalted him and gave him a name which is above every name. Hear it again. Being in the form of Yahuah, was made in the likeness of men, and being found in a fashion of a man, he humbled himself. Yahuah was here in the flesh, in a body that he had prepared for himself, and he named that flesh Yahushua. But Yahushua was in the form of Yahuah, was made in the likeness of men, and in the fashion of a man. In the Adam Hawa book, Yahuah said to Adam, I have ordained on the earth days and years, and you and your descendants shall live and walk in them until the days and years are fulfilled. But I shall send the word that created you, and against that you transgressed. They transgressed against the word when they were disobedient. The word that made you come out of the garden and that raised you when you were fallen. Yes, the word that will again save you when the 5.5 days are fulfilled. But when Adam heard these words from Yahuah and of the great 5.5 days, he did not know the meaning of them. For Adam was thinking that there would only be 5.5 days for him until the end of the world. And Adam cried and called to Yahuah to explain it to him. Then Yahuah, in his compassion for Adam, who was made after his own image and likeness, explained to him that there were 5,500 years, and how one would come and save him and his descendants. But after that, Yahuah have made his covenant with our father Adam in the same terms before he came out of the garden, when he was by the tree where Asha or Hawa took the fruit and gave it to him to eat. Chapter 14. Again said Yahuah to Adam, all this misery that you've been made to take on yourself because of your transgressions will not free you from the hand of Satan, Hasatan. and will not save you, but I will. Yahuwah is saying, I will save you. When I come down from Shamayim and will become flesh of your descendants and take on myself from the infirmity that you suffered, then the darkness that covered you in this cave shall cover me in the grave when I am in the flesh of your descendants. And I, who am without years, will be subject to the reckoning of counting and numbering of years, of times, of months, and of days. And I will be reckoned, considered, deemed, accounted, thought, and supposed as one of the sons of men in order to save you. So I'm going to change. I'm going to step out of what I know so that I can save you. Chapter 15. Then Adam and YashaYahu cried and sorrowed by reason of Eloh's words to them, that they should not return to the garden until the fulfillment of the days decreed on them, but mostly because Yahuwah had told them that he should suffer for their salvation. Hebrews 10. Because of this, when he entered the universe, he said, sacrifices and offerings you did not want, but you have clothed me with a body. That was in the Aramaic Bible. In the King James, it says, wherefore when he came into the world, he said, sacrifice and offerings you would not, but a body have you prepared for me. John 14, beginning with verse 5. Thomas said unto him, Master, we know not where you are going. How can we know the way? Yahushua said to him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes to the Father but by me. If you had known me, you should have known my Father also. And from here on out, you know him and have seen him. Philip said unto him, Master, show us the Father, and it sufficeth us. Yahushua said unto him, have I been so long time with you, and yet you have not known me, Philip? He who has seen me has seen the Father. And how then do you say, show us the Father? Do you not believe that I am in the Father, and the Father in me? The words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but the Father that dwells in me, he does the works. Believe me that I am in the Father, and the Father in me, or else believe me for the very work's sake. And whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, that will I do. Hear that? And whatsoever you shall ask in my name, this is Yahushua talking. What you'll ask in my name, I will do. If you love me, keep my commandments. Yahushua has commandments. He's saying the same thing the Father has told us all through the scriptures. Started out with giving messages to Musa or Masa to tell the children of YashaYahu. If you love me, keep my commandments. And this is Yahushua talking. Ask anything in my name. And I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever, even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive because it sees him not, neither know him, but you know him, for he dwells with you and shall be in you. Then he says, I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. So now he's saying he is the Ruach HaKodesh. I will come to you. He says, I'm going to ask the Father to send someone to you, and then I'm going to come. Yet a little while, and the world sees me no more, but you see me because I live. Because I live, you shall live also. At that day, you shall know that I am in my Father, and you in me, and I in you. So when the Spirit comes in you, that Spirit of truth comes in you, that Ruach, then that day you'll know that I am in you, you in me, and I am in the Father. He that has my commandments and keeps them, he it is that loves me. And he that loves me shall be loved of my Father. And I will love him and will manifest myself to him. This is a reminder of what we're told in Deuteronomy 6:4. Hear, O YashaYahu, Yahuwah our Lord is one Elohah. the only Yahuah. Yaakov, or James 1, verse 17, every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and comes down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning. So what he says he means. Malachi 3 and 6, for I am Yahuah, I change not, right? So now, he doesn't change. There's no variableness in him. Shemot 20, verse 3, you shall have no other mighty ones before me. That includes us worshiping YashaYahu, how we've been taught to worship him. Even he didn't allow men to worship him. But religion and tradition has taught us to worship him. YashaYahu 42. I am Yahuah, that is my name, and my esteem I will not give to another, neither my praise to graven images. This is what Yahuah spoke in YashaYahu. Revelations 1 and 8. I am the Aleph and the Toph, the beginning and the end, said Yahuah, which is and which was and which is to come, the Almighty, saying, I am the Aleph and the Toph, the first and the last, and what you see write in a book and send it into the 7 assemblies. I am he that lives and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore. Amen. And have the keys of hell and of death. Well, we know that Yahuah can't die. He's the self-existent, everlasting one, having no beginning, no end. No man created him. But yet he's saying, I am he that lives and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore. In YashaYahu, chapter 22, beginning somewhere around the 22nd verse, something like that, you might want to read. I might put it in the description. It talks about Yahushua being a key. I was going to get it, but I might put it in the description. I'll at least put the reference in the description. So in closing, I just want to read from Luke 10. If you remember when Yahushua sent the 70 out, he sent them out by twos, and he gave them instructions what they were supposed to do. They were supposed to be going about to heal the sick and to tell people about the kingdom of Yahuah. So they went and did that. He gave them their instructions, right? Now they've come back. And the 70 returned again with joy, saying, Master, even the devils are subject unto us through your name. Now his name was powerful even while he was still on earth. That should tell us something. If he was just a man and he had not accomplished everything he needed to accomplish, he had not yet said it is finished, and yet his name is powerful enough that the demons are subject to that name. And he said unto them, listen to this. Okay, so they're looking at the personage of Yahushua, right? And he says unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Now, Yahushua was a man born of a woman, right? How did he see Satan as lightning fall from heaven, from the Shamayim? He did because he is Yahuah. Notwithstanding this, rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in the Shamayim. Now, how would he know their names are written in the Shamayim? Unless he was Yahuah. In that hour, Yahushua rejoiced in the Ruah, and he said, I thank you, O Father, Master of the Shamayim and Haaretz, that you have hid these things from the wise and prudent, and have revealed them unto babes. Even so, Father, for so it seemed good in your sight. All things are delivered to me of my Father, and no man knows who the Son is but the Father, and who the Father is but the Son, and he to whom the Son will reveal him. And he turned to his taught ones, his disciples, and said privately, Blessed are the eyes which see the things that you see. For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which you see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things that you hear, and have not heard them. Okay, so this is the third message, third audio discussing this, and I think this is going to be it, at least for a little while. But I think what Father is wanting us to see is that we have to be very mindful that we have not put Yahushua in a place that he is being worshipped, because that is not what it was supposed to be about. Yahushua said, I came in my Father's name. I did these works in my Father's name. So what does that, I know for me, I just wonder, was he actually healing the sick and saying, be healed in Yahuwah's name, rise up and walk in Yahuwah's name? Was he saying that? And that's why the serpent people were angry, because he was using the name that was forbidden. Is that what it was? But Yahuwah was in Yahushua. He told Adam and Hawa that he was going to do that he was going to come in the flesh, and he was going to lower himself. He was going to be at a place where they would just reckon him to be a common man, but he wasn't a common man. There is an audio on this platform. There are 111, well, this is going to be 112 audios now, and so I don't remember all their names, but I think it's Look What We Have Done to Worship Another. I think it's something like that. And think about all those pictures that was presented to us to program us with an image in our mind. And think about how many times we were told to say, before we came this way, before we were brought into truth of his name, and that the laws are still in order for us to be keeping. Before we came this way, I know some of us, we were taught to pray everything in every prayer in that name, who we now call Yahushua, but it was that J-E-S-U-S name. Everything we did was supposed to be in his name. Someone gets sick, you heal them, you speak a healing to them in that name. When Yahushua himself said, I came in my Father's name, the works I do in my Father's name. Everything was the Father, the Father, the Father. Yahushua, it would be like us getting to the place where he can use us mightily. Then we're not going to want people to be saying it in our name, because he wants to come and make his abode in us. There's verses that talk about that. He wants to come and live in us. That is what the Ruach HaKadosh is. He comes in, he lives in us. But we have to get that in feeling. He has to come and live in us. And once he does, it's still Yahuwah who is the creator, the king, the sovereign one. No matter how we surrender ourselves to him and allow him to use us, it is still him. Yahushua said that too in the verse. He said, I can't of myself do this. Let me see if I can. Here it is. John 5. I can't of myself do nothing. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is just because I seek not my own will, but the will of the Father who has sent me. So I can't do this on my own. Another part of John 5, he says, I am come in my Father's name. I want to find the one he says, oh yeah. So in John 5, Yahushua told them, answer them, I told you and you believe not. The works that I do in my Father's name, they bear witness of me. So, because of where we're headed, what's coming upon, we know that people are going to be made to worship something other than the Most High. I heard the other day that they're hoping to get people to be like zombies, and they're wanting to do things to take religion out of man. I don't know if I can say it right to share, but they say they have found the God gene in man, and that there is some type of way that they can inject so that dies in a man. When I say man, I mean people. Brothers and sisters, I've said it often, we cannot even imagine what is coming. I'm like, oh my, I really thought it was going to just be a open and shut case of, having people decide they're going to, who they're going to serve, like our three Hebrew brothers in the book of Daniel. I thought it was going to be something like that. Never did I know that they're going to work on ways so that, anyways, it's so much. We're going to have to know for a fact who is our Yahuah, who is the one we serve, and it cannot be anything else. He said, have placed no one else above me. And Yahuah in the body of Yahushua always made sure that he pointed back to the Most High. So, Yahushua was the vessel. He was the body prepared for Yahuah. But it was Yahuah doing the work. It was Yahuah who came down. That is far over and beyond anything I can think of. If someone wanted a concrete way to me to explain it to them, all I can say is you gotta believe. What did Yahushua say? He said his when he was rejoicing in the Ruah, he said, I thank you, Father, Master of the Shamayim and Aretz, that you have hid these things from the wise and prudent, and have revealed them unto babes. Even so, Father, for so it seemed good in your sight. Yeah, and then he told the taught ones privately, blessed are the eyes which see the things that you see. For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which you see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which you hear, and have not heard them. So you might want to go back to the other two messages. Because remember in YashaYahu 9, it says that a child is born unto us, a child is given, a child is born unto us. And they talk about how the government's going to be on his shoulders, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Everlasting Father, Mighty Yahuah, and Prince of Peace. They said his name was going to be Everlasting Father. This child that was going to be born to take away the sins of the world, his name was going to be called Mighty Yahuah and Everlasting Father. Does that help increase our love for Yahuah, even as Adam and Asha cried to think that he was going to come and suffer for them? That's how much he wants children of light, that he would come and do that for us. Well, brothers and sisters, so much of tradition and so much of religion has got to be uncovered. So of course, as always, like I mentioned in the beginning, Tehillim 105 verse 4, seek Yahuah and his strength, always seek his face. You seek his face about these messages. You let him take you into deeper depths and get better understanding. If you're not in agreement with this, or you don't feel that it's right, or you think it's a heresy, because we all have to stand before him ourselves. I really believe this is it. I wouldn't have brought it to you, because I'm going to be held accountable for everything that I put out. I'm going to be held accountable. And not just for that reason, but I don't want to lead anyone astray. But I do want us all to make it. I do want us all to get as much truth as we possibly can, so we can be equipped for this journey that we're headed on. And we have to know what we know. We have to know that we know for sure that what we know is truth. So please seek him about this, and so that you can have insight and revelation and knowledge. Because I am just a person who wanted to know as much as I can so I can make it. And then what I find and I feel for me to give to you, I will. That's why I don't like that saying with all the social media followers. Listen, we don't need to be following anyone. If we like their site, their social media platform, we like the information they give, that's one thing. But to say we're following, we're only supposed to be following Yahuah in the person of Yahushua. Right? Even Paul said, follow me as I follow Yahushua. Like, don't be following me in my flesh. So, brothers and sisters, be encouraged. Continue to be encouraged. One sister told me, when you do encourage, is ENCOURAGE. Well, she said, because she knows, like, I do a little bit of a word study, trying to be very mindful of words, right? Because our language is so cursed, and we're speaking curses on ourselves so often and not even realizing it. But anyway, so she shared with me, like, encourage, ENCOURAGE, as one word, or you can say encourage. So let's stay courage. Because if we stay inside of courage, we will be strong. We will do exploits, because we know our Father, because he is strength. He is strength. Seek Yahuah and his strength. Always seek his face. So let's stay courage, as well as stay encouraged. We win in Yah, brothers and sisters. Stay encouraged and encouraged. I love you. Until next time, stay faithful, seek his face, and let's start surrendering more and more. Let me talk about me, because I don't know where everybody's at, but may I surrender more and more to him. There's so many distractions, so much going on. All the plan. That's all part of the plan, to keep us in that state of going here and going there, and don't have time to really sit down and do what we need to do. But keep striving, because nothing beats a failure until we quit. As long as we're still trying to do it, we haven't failed. As long as there's effort and there's movement towards it, we haven't failed, right? We're still winners. We're still striving to make it. Always takes me about 5 or 10 minutes to finally be gone. So I'm gone. Yahuah actually came down, embodied himself in flesh for us, because he knew it was going to be the only way that we could defeat the evil one. And I hope you'll get the book, or at least listen to it on YouTube. you will see how Yah continued to love Adam and Asha. I'll see you next time, brothers and sisters. We win in Yah. We win in Yahuah.